brace yourself for the tax man. Nearly a dozen states are proposing a whole new slew of tax hikes. The roster includes raising sales taxes, income taxes, capital gains, even property taxes. Some of these states led by Republicans. Here with how much you could be on the hook for, Pete Sepp, president of the National Taxpayers Foundation. Pete, you are the perfect person for this interview. Thanks for coming on. I was stunned to see that 11 states, nearly 12 now, are out there trying to get more taxpayer dollars. What do you make of this? Is this the new trend?
Yeah, it's even more than a dozen states when you factor in the ones that have already done it and the ones who are still hiding their tax increase proposals. Take a look at gas taxes, for example. They've gone up in Iowa, North Carolina, Idaho, South Dakota. They're very well about to go up in South Carolina and other states. What do these states have in common? Republican governors proposing them, signing them into law.
I don't know about that. I have to tell you. I mean, I'm looking at these numbers. They're astonishing. And yet, you know, when you talk to people who have to pay those taxes, they're not too happy. Last night in Michigan, big sales tax increase proposed there. It would take sales taxes up to 7%, bring in $1.3 billion in revenue. You know, the voters didn't just say no. They said hell no. Do you think voters are in an angry mood?
Yeah, I think they are. And unfortunately, in Michigan, they're still going to be stuck with an e-commerce tax that the Republican governor there, Snyder, has championed. This is a major problem.
E-commerce?
Yes, an e-commerce tax. And this is going to be a major threat if other states decide to mimic what Michigan is doing. It could very well mean states are going to do what the federal government has been proposing for a number of years. There's going to be a whole cartel of this e-commerce taxation.
All right. The thing that is confounding is that these states, their tax revenues are now back to pre-recession levels. Why do they need more money?
Why indeed? I think a lot of this is the old only Nixon could go to China strategy. Only Republicans can apparently safely raise taxes now. They can take the political heat at a time when things like gas prices are cheap. I don't think that that's necessarily the case at all. Nixon went to China to fight the Cold War against the Russians. These governors are making economic war on their own citizens.
All right, so just to give people a good idea here, Connecticut wants to expand sales taxes.
Yes.
We've got a proposal from Louisiana for higher cigarette taxes, Kansas property taxes, Nevada wants a higher business license fee, on and on and on it goes, my friends. Everybody wants something. In some states, multiple tax increases that taxpayers might face. I want to change gears here a little bit and move to property taxes. Because here's my beef with property taxes, and let me tell you, I live in the highest property tax county in the country, so I know what I'm talking about. The value of my home has not gone above where it was in 2006, okay? We've never regained the lost ground, and yet, do you think my property taxes have gone down? Of course they have not. So you say property tax collections are going up across the country. Tell us about that.
Yes. There was never this crisis in property tax revenue that local government officials predicted would happen when home values dropped. There was 1 year, 2011, when nationwide property tax collections went down by 1.3%.
Tragedy.
That is not doomsday. No way. And so what we're looking at is almost $500 billion worth of property tax collections at the end of 2014. That's a 25% increase from where it was in 2007. Now, something is going on here. Rates are going up somewhat, but one of the more sinister things is they're creating new taxing districts with their own property tax authority. Whereas you paid for your garbage out of your general property tax, for example, 10 or 20 years ago, they create a trash collection district that's charging you separately. Your general taxes stay where they are. There's this new tax, and suddenly you're paying more.
That, you know, I think my friends would say that sucks. Pete, thanks for coming on the show. You know, you sure know how to hurt a girl in the afternoon, let me tell you. Thank you for being here. Great job. And as we go, I just want to mention to our viewer, property tax collections. Here you can compare your property taxes to the average across the country. The average is $3,188.